So today's March 3rd. Great to be with you. I am excited for this journey, how we're doing it etherically. So since I am 6 days prior to March 3rd, I am holding you in heart and in love as you participate in this recording today. And hopefully you'll be doing the same for me. I'm crossing the bounds of time and space, and with you, I am with you. So today's topic is prayer, and I think it's fascinating to include this topic on the Pathless Path, because the Pathless Path connotes that there's really not words for the path, and yet prayer, words are a very solid part of most prayer. Now, when we move into contemplative prayer, we move into the non-verbal, non-conceptual way of being that seems to move from prayer to union or communion or presence. And it doesn't seem to include what we commonly hold to be like the intentions that go with prayer or the words that go with prayer, even though as our subtle awareness grows, we'll find that there's a commingling of that without a specificity of it. But prayer, as we understand it, is oftentimes quite specific, right? It's quite, I pray that blah, 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 blah. I pray for blah, 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 blah. I pray to blah, 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 blah. So I want to invite you as an inquiry for this pathless path to ask yourself these questions right now in your path, as you understand it, as you understand your belief system and your sense of truth and reality. What do you pray for? How do you pray? Do you pray to? And if so, what is that to? And is that to multifaceted? Is it specific? So those three questions. What do you pray for? What do you pray to? How do you pray? And let it be an inquiry you bring into for today. I think I still pray a lot. You know, growing up, I was part of the Catholic charismatic movement, and my mom and dad were very involved. And we did a lot of spontaneous prayer. So we did the Catholic prayers, which were they were like portals for me. Everything we did, every ritual was a gateway to the divine. And simultaneously, we had a lot of spontaneous prayer, closing our eyes, laying on of hands, opening up to spirit, being moved by how spirit moved us, and letting the words flow very spontaneously. That was equally operative. Prayers memorized, prayers spontaneous. And I think in the dance of that, it gave me the leeway to explore prayer in creation, prayer in the relationship of other realms, prayer as a simply a relational quality. And that's how I say my prayer still is today. It's very relational. It's not a formula that has a designated path, but it's relational. It finds, I can pray for you. I could pray with you. I could pray to you. I could pray for the world. I could pray to an angel or to a God or to a bodhisattva. I could pray with a concept. And what happens that the prayer becomes holding of an intentionality with the words that's relational, that's opening up the infinite between the relationship. Now here I'm drawing upon a brilliant teacher that's still in our midst, Richard Bartlett. I don't know what he's doing these days, but back 15 years ago, I esteemed his matrix energetics work. And he performed a lot. He learned you could really, really, really heal if you had 2 points. So if somebody needed healing on their elbow, if he held their wrist and maybe put his hand on their heart, he could, between those 2 points, create a field, open up a field of healing that was beyond the malady, that allowed the malady to heal into the field, the resonance. For me, prayer is like that. It creates 2 points wherein the infinite can gain intensity for whatever it might be, and even beyond what we know it to be. So this morning, we're actually going to pray. We're going to pray in that. But before we do that, I want to read to you a prayer that I wrote down that just recently, someone that I didn't know who lives in Boulder was very moved by it and sent me a private message. Let me read this for you. Today, my prayer and my meditation is for all of those who have longing for love that is not yet realized, or all those that grieve the loss of love cherished. Anyway, always, all you, my dear ones, who have a sense of gap called longing, may the longing be like chocolate consumed, melting in your mouth, dripping down your chin, staining your shirt. May you walk around stained and messy, lapping the sweetness stuck to your teeth, wordlessly proclaiming your intimate union and reckless abandon. You will meet me, and I will throw my arms around you, finally meeting a friend. Across the airwaves, across time, this poem, these words reached a person that I had met once very lightly, didn't even have a conversation with, at a music event. And he felt he met a friend. So here we had 2 points. Well, there were many points, right? Because there was me and the prayer in the moment. Then there was the prayer and the posting in the moment. Then there was the moment it was read by him. So there were many points of relationship, but the prayer wasn't bound. It's okay to pray, even when our faith is dramatically changed and we don't know how to pray. I know I've been in moments like that when, like, what is my prayer? It's not what it used to be. I can't say those words anymore. I can't hold that concept anymore. I can't operate by that belief anymore. But what is it? Then what I do is I pray that. So as we enter into this practice, I'm going to pray, but then I'm going to give some space in the silence. And I would like you, wherever you are, you're just listening to the recording, whatever you are, I'm going to hold silence for you and your prayer. And I want you to say your prayer out loud wherever you are. It'll be like a few minutes. I think I'll probably leave about 3 or 4 minutes for you to pray, to truly pray. But I'm going to start by praying just to seed the ground. All right. And know that praying can be the pathless path. So we close our eyes. And understanding prayer to be what I've just referred to it as. We know that it doesn't have to just be a formula with set words, but rather an understanding that there's a relational quality to it. O Spirit, O Source, in which we live and move and have our being, I pray for every human being that is alive today on this earth, that they may know the compassion that goes beyond all words, that they may experience and feel that compassion moving within their very being, touching the places of their heart, that they might be reticent to even know themselves. I pray that they may know how much they are loved, and that knowing this love may cast out fear. I pray that they may be given the ability to relax into their lives as a gift, releasing the yoke they hold on their shoulders, softening the hardness that they may hold in their hearts, letting go the pain they may hold in their minds. I pray that all these human beings, including myself, may be given the gift, may be given the gift that overrides the faculties, that arises from deep within like a geyser rising up out of the soil of themselves and washes their very being so that new perspective and insight may come, that new love may be experienced, that hope may be touched upon and renewed where hope has been lost, that pain may be touched and healed, that they may feel themselves valued and wanted and honored and heard and seen and held. And I pray for all human beings that will come into this world, and for those that have come. I pray for all of humanity, past, present, and future, that the light of consciousness may arise with greater magnificence, flooding and rippling through the collective consciousness, raising and elevating the vibrational frequency, so that the pains of our collective may be washed and healed with ease on the collective level, so that the past may be healed, so that the present is released of the influenced, and the presence may be healed so that the future is released of that influence, and that the cyclical sense of all our being that is really only present may realize its divinity. I pray, I pray, I pray. And I pray that I may be a vessel of this light of consciousness, that my mind may be renewed and my heart may be healed and my body may be restored to its innocence, and that my soul that is unable to be touched by the ignorance of what it means to be in the dark in this life, that my soul may shine through my every cell and be flooded into my subtle energy, that every step I take and every word I make and every thought that comes and every feeling that comes may all be of love, that I may have the pleasure of enjoying my life and being fully you. And in that, the fruit of the overflow, that my life may be one of grace. And now I invite you on this call right now to pray. I give you space and I stand with you in your prayer. And we bring this reflection and meditation and prayer to a close. I invite you to open your eyes. It was so wonderful praying with you. I could feel your prayers. And remember that when we pray, we meet a friend. We meet many friends. There are so many people in the world that are praying, and we're united in our intentions, even if the formula of our prayer is diverse. So I am an advocate for prayer. And if you've lost the ability to pray, it's normal. It's human. It's human. I've been there so many times where I've had to refresh. Gosh, I can't pray anymore. I've moved into a place where the prayer, the way I used to go about it, didn't work anymore. That's so normal and human, and it's part of your growth process. And in that, we are friends. Have a great day, everyone.